Hello my friends and followers, Floppy Pingas 97 here. There's been an issue floating around for years now and it reached its peak last year. This issue is game emulation, and I'm here to argue that it's a good thing to have access to ROM sites and emulators. The main reason Nintendo goes after ROM sites is because it sees the operators and users of the site as pirates. But emulation is not about piracy, but rather preservation. I bring this up because of Nintendo cracking down on emulation. I thought we'd look at a hypothetical world where emulation no longer exists. Let's jump into it. Think of all of your favorite retro games, from the ones that have earned the classic title, to rare and obscure gems. How would you like to be able to play them today? Well, now you can. Because unfortunately emulation is no more. So you think, okay, just hook up my old console to my TV, but soon the original hardware will wear out and be impossible to fix, so the original hardware will not be around for game preservation. On top of that, the input methods will be abandoned, leaving the hardware behind. On a similar note, games may be lost forever, such as GoldenEye, a game tangled in the web of Rare, Nintendo, and the James Bond license. A similar example is the game you see on screen. The Skylanders franchise relied on physical objects and never had a digital or PC release. These games were my childhood, but unfortunately they too will be left behind as the consoles disappear. But I know what you're thinking, why don't companies like Nintendo just sell their old games on a storefront like the Virtual Console? Well, the answer is that Nintendo doesn't care. Nintendo launched their first Virtual Console on the Wii, but there was a host of problems. Not only were there no button mapping and save states, but only a little over 300 games were on it. This was small when you take into account all the systems it supported. The Wii U Virtual Console did better, but players had to buy all their retro games again from a smaller selection. Which leads us to Nintendo's worst offender with retro games: the Switch Online service. As many people know, Nintendo now has a paywall for its Switch Online service. But rather than offering a great Virtual Console, they opted to include it in their online service. Nintendo has failed to keep its backlog of games preserved. This is where emulation comes in, fans picking up the slack where the major companies failed, but unfortunately in this hypothetical world emulation doesn't exist. This world is our future, and I don't want to live in the world where this is the case. I'll end the video here so you can think about that.